is Truman Lindloff.
My name is Sawyer Thompson.
Okay, and tell me about your characters.
This is Snow is, yeah. Yeah. We went with like a different direction with his mouth going up instead of like his jaw moving down, which doesn't make sense because of his body, but yeah.
And this is Rex, the dinosaur with sunglasses, and the job is a babysitter. We did again with this one. We decided to move the mouth and just move the entire head instead of the jaw because that just looks weird.
Yeah.
Nice.
This is Timothy, or Tim. He goes by many names. Yeah, that's basically all for him.
So how'd your characters come about?
Well, for Snow, we were doing an animated name project, and then Truman's animation was like going really slowly, so I just drew a snail next to it to signify it was really slow. And then we just later on decided to, hey, we're gonna make a lip sync project. Why don't we use a snail?
Because yeah, snails were awesome.
Yeah, snails are cool.
And then how we came up with him is we were kind of trying to like go like unique because because the mouth kind of like goes like this. It's not like the entire thing's going up like that. Because most of the time it's like stays together like that, and like moves to the side. So and yeah, we there wasn't really any specific. We were just trying to like go unique kind of out of the box.
Okay, so you just wrapped up a project where it's a much longer sequence with these 3 characters. How long did it take you to record the audio?
Pretty long.
Yeah, pretty long. We had to take several retakes.
Yeah, because if you had any little mess ups,
it
you
gets
had to restart over.
It gets really hard because Audacity sometimes makes it just records a new track every time you press record. So
yeah,
it just gets really hard to organize.
Okay, and did you already know what you were gonna say, or did you have to did it change throughout the recording?
More like the tones might have changed.
Yeah.
Like we kind of like worked on like our announcer voice as like the because we had announcers for like the talent show game, so we not edited but like found out a perfect voice for that after some retakes. We were like, this might work better. So
yeah, but we didn't actually change any of our lines throughout the recording.
How did the animation go?
Really well. It went a lot quicker than we thought.
Yeah.
Any surprises?
Well, Timmy wasn't really planned.
Yeah,
we just like, remember
we're
Timmy?
just like, hey, remember Timmy? Let's just throw him on the versus sign. Why the heck not?
Are you planning on fleshing his character out more? Is Timmy going to show up more in the future?
Probably,
maybe, but not like he's just going to be there as like Easter egg surprise.
Yeah.
Okay.
Probably not like a main character.
So, what was the highlight of creating this project?
I like doing the voiceovers because it's really fun because I don't know. I just like it a lot because I think it's fun, especially with like a partner.
Yeah.
Yeah, my favorite part is animation because just in general I've done animation a lot in the past, like 2D animation, and I really enjoyed it. So this is like a cool experience to try stop motion.
Cool. Okay, thanks guys. Okay, so Addie, could you please tell me about your prop piece that you built?
Oh, yeah, so I made a piano out of balsa wood, and mostly balsa wood, and I painted it, so with black paint and acrylic paint and tempera paint, and I cut out all of the individual keys, so that was very tedious, and that took a lot of patience. What else do I say?
What about your book, your notes?
Yeah, I cut out a little piece of cardboard and then used an X-Acto knife to crease where it would fold, and then cut out paper and painted it with watered down brown acrylic paint to make it look worn. And then after that dried, I painted on the black to make it look like there was writing on it.
What was the most challenging part about building this prop piece?
Fitting all the keys in the right place, because I had to like measure exactly how many and how long they would need to be to fit onto the piano, like the bass part. So yeah.
So there's a lot of great detail in this piano. Why go through all the trouble?
Because I didn't have any other ideas.
What was the most? So you built the prop piece, and then you had your armature play a piece. What was the most challenging part about this project?
Making it make the armature move and not extremely like jumpy motions, and also figuring out the lighting, because that took a while, and to keep my setup stable, because I didn't really have it like resting on anything except for the leg of a table.
Okay, Sarah. So, tell us about what you created.
I created like a bedroom set.
Okay, in this bedroom, what were all the pieces that you built?
The chairs, a table, another table, and I made a bed with a bunny, rugs, and a window with a poster.
Okay, and what was the hardest part of your set to build?
The walls, because they kept falling off.
How did you fix it?
I had to do like more and more layers of hot glue
Okay.
over and over again.
So it finally worked?
What?
It finally worked?
Yeah.
Good. What about your character? How did you build your character?
I used pipe cleaners, and for the body I twisted it around my finger, and then for the head I just used cutout paper, and then for the arms and legs I used the same materials like pipe cleaners.
Nice. So why did you go with Chanel wire for your character and then like a piece of paper for the face?
I didn't really want to do like clay, because like I felt like it was gonna fall off for the head, and I didn't want to do just plain wires because they're kind of sharper. Like they don't really match the character as much.
Okay. Okay. And I remember seeing from your animation that you also added some effects on top of that.
Yeah.
So tell us about that.
I felt like the animation didn't have enough going on, so I just added some other stuff to it.
And what were they again?
Hearts and yeah.
Okay. And you figured that out on your own. Okay, that was a nice surprise. How
Okay.
did you... So Zoe, tell me about your creatures.
Well, they're just little creatures that I made that were made out of foam, wire, and feathers, and a lot of hot glue.
Which creature was your first one?
The red one, and it took me a long time
Why did it take you a long time?
because I was thinking how to create it and what to use for it and how I'd build it.
What was the most challenging part of building your creature?
Trying to cut the wire.
Until we got wire cutters.
Yeah.
Did the others, were they created much faster?
A little bit, but I didn't use this one with the wire cutter either, so it took a little bit longer, but this one took like 3 seconds to make. It's tiny.
Did you animate with them?
Yeah, a lot, like 800 frames.
What did they do in the animation?
Well, pretty much they're all in the wild, or this one was in the beginning, and then he got caught by something, I don't know what really, and then he was brought to like a lab or something, and he was kept there, and then this bird arrived, and they like became friends and stuff, and then they planned to escape because they didn't like it there, so on their way out they found this one, and then they helped her out, and then they all ran away, but then later on they got caught again, and then they were like transformed into like little like items so they wouldn't like run away again, and that's pretty much all that I got.
Okay.
So far of it.
Nice. Have you built creatures like this before?
Yeah, a lot of times. Like I've drawn mostly, but
Drawing. Okay.
yeah,
Nice. What was most challenging, the animating or building your characters?
building, because it just took a little bit longer and it was harder to figure out what I'm going to do with it. I mean, if I'm animating, I don't know what I'm going to do sometimes because I'll make like a scene and then I'll be like, what should the next scene be? Because sometimes I'll run out.
During your time here, what have you been working on the most?
Well, I haven't been working on it the whole time, but today and yesterday I was doing Cyclops Hero and I did 3 episodes. And this is the original Cyclops Hero. He has some blood on him, and he has a green head with a Cyclops, and he fights crime. So he's and then in the 3rd episode, he was in the first episode. Cyclops Hero, his real name is Sid, and then the Cyclops Hero, his brother's name is Seb. And then I didn't bring you the robot, but I was also working on Dr. Squigman, and he's an evil mad scientist, and I made him as kind of like you can move his mouth and kind of like a puppet, but just a mouth, and you can move it. And I just used tape on the top of the mouth is second. So there's 2 pieces of paper, the head and the mouth, and I just taped the the top part of the mouth, and not all the way. So I leave. There's no tape here, and it's not the whole mouth is connected, just part of it. So he can move his mouth up and down in different directions. And then today I was working on here's the superheroes and a supervillain I made. So here's Marshmallow Man and Chocolate Boy. And then so Marshmallow Man, he like really cares about how he looks, so he does his hair like that. And then Chocolate Boy has a bandana. And then I'm not done, but then the supervillain is Graham Cracker Man, who tries to smush them.
Are these like s'mores adventures?
Yeah, I guess.
So how'd you come up with your storyline for the Cyclops characters?
Well, I remember, I didn't bring it, but there's this comic called Cyclops Kid, and it's different than this, and it's a Cyclops kid that lives in a fantasy world. But then I decided to make Cyclops here, and it's kind of different than Cyclops Kid, but the only really similar is that they both go on adventures, and they're both for Cyclops, so that's, and because that, from Cyclops Kid, that kid, he has like, these Cyclops are different colors, like they have different color heads, like he's green and his brother's orange, and then,
Okay. What's the most challenging part for you? Is it the character creation, the story, or the animating?
Probably the animating, but it depends. Well, some animations are easy, but say if I want them to like do something that looks like a human would actually do, certain poses are hard, and they fall over sometimes.
Okay.
But recently, with the Cyclops here, I decided to do against like a flat sheet of paper, and you can move them like that. So I think that's like a good solution.
Great.